It's 3 in the morning. You've been rocking the same tiny body for 40 minutes, your arms are dead, and the second you lower them toward the crib, their eyes snap open. Again. So you start over. Here's the part most exhausted parents never get told. Your baby isn't fighting you. They're not stubborn, not broken, not a bad sleeper. Almost everything about how a newborn actually falls asleep is the opposite of what feels obvious in the moment. And once you see it, tonight gets easier. By number 6, you'll understand why the harder you try, the longer it takes. These are 7 simple things, backed by real infant sleep research, that work with your baby's biology instead of against it. But before the list, one thing that isn't optional. Everything below sits on top of a safe sleep foundation. Your baby goes down on their back, on a firm, flat surface, in their own crib or bassinet, ideally in your room, with nothing loose in there. No pillows, no blankets, no bumpers, no stuffed animals. That base is what every one of these tricks is built on. Don't trade it for faster sleep. Now, here's what actually works. Number 1, swaddle to switch off the startle. Most parents assume their baby keeps jolting awake because they're hungry or just won't settle. Often it's neither. It's a reflex. Newborns are born with the Moro reflex, that sudden arm fling like they're falling, and it fires exactly as they start to drift off, snapping them awake by their own arms. A snug swaddle, arms gently down, hips left loose to kick, quiets that reflex by recreating the closeness they felt before they were born. The action is simple. Wrap before the wind down, not as a last resort. One rule that you never bend. A swaddled baby always sleeps on their back, and you stop swaddling the moment they show any sign of trying to roll. Past that point, it stops being safe. Done right, this one alone can buy you whole extra sleep cycles. Number 2, give them the sound they already know. We tiptoe, we whisper, we turn everything off and pray. But silence isn't calming to a newborn. Silence is the strange part. Inside, it was loud, all day and all night, something like the steady roar of a shower or heavy rain. So a dead, quiet nursery isn't peaceful to them. It's unfamiliar. Steady white noise, continuous, not a song, roughly as loud as a running shower placed across the room rather than next to their head, lowers how alert they are and helps smooth the gap between sleep cycles where so many newborns wake fully. Keep it constant and keep the volume moderate. The goal is a background hum, not a wall of sound. Number 3, catch the window. Drowsy, not done. This is the single most common mistake, and it's the opposite of what feels logical. We wait for the baby to seem tired enough. But an overtired newborn doesn't sleep more easily. They sleep worse. When a baby is pushed past their window, the stress response climbs, and that surge of arousal makes settling harder, not softer. The fix is to read the first quiet cues. The glassy, far-away stare, looking away from you, an early yawn, fists drifting toward the face. And start settling then, before the crying ramps up. When you can, lay them down drowsy but still a little awake, rather than waiting until they're completely out cold. You're not just speeding up tonight. You're slowly teaching them how to fall the rest of the way on their own. A rough rule that helps in the early weeks: a newborn often can't comfortably stay awake much longer than 45 minutes to an hour at a stretch before that window starts to close. That's shorter than most parents expect, which is exactly why so many babies tip into the overtired zone without anyone realizing. Watch the clock a little, watch the cues more, and start your wind down on the early side rather than the late one. With a newborn, early almost always beats late. Number 4, move them, then go still. A newborn spent months being carried, swayed, and rocked every waking minute. Stillness is new and a little unsettling. Gentle, rhythmic motion taps into a natural calming response. A slow sway, soft rocking, or just holding them close against your chest. The trick is the sequence. Motion to calm, then transfer to the flat surface to sleep. Move to settle, still to sleep. And gentle is the whole point. This is a soft, steady rhythm. Never anything sharp or jostling. Pair it with the swaddle and the sound from the steps above, and you're stacking 3 signals at once. And here's the part that saves the dreaded crib drop. Don't rush the transfer. Give them a couple of minutes to slide from light sleep into deeper sleep in your arms first, limbs loose, breathing slow and even, and when you do lower them, set their bottom down before their head, keep them close to your body on the way down, and rest a still hand on their chest for a beat before you slip it away. You're keeping the change small. A baby startles awake from the sudden drop and the cold, empty space, not from the crib itself. Number 5. Teach day from night with light. Here's something almost no one mentions. Newborns aren't born with a working body clock. The internal rhythm that tells the rest of us it's nighttime, wind down, takes weeks to develop, and the strongest tool that builds it is light. So, you help it along on purpose. Daytime gets bright, normal household light, regular sounds, normal activity. Naps don't need a blackout. Night gets dim, dull, and dark, and night feeds and diaper changes become quiet, boring non-events. Low light, little talking, straight back down. You're not forcing a schedule onto a 2-week-old. You're feeding their developing clock the one signal it understands best. Number 6. The boring, identical wind down. The one almost no one nails. Parents tend to do this backwards. They build a long, elaborate bedtime ritual, or a different one every night depending on the mood and the chaos. But a newborn can't read a clock. What they can read is a pattern. A short sequence that happens the same way every single time becomes the cue itself. Feed, dim the lights, fresh diaper, swaddle, sound on, down. 5 quiet minutes in the same order beats 20 elaborate ones. The predictability is the active ingredient. Their nervous system starts recognizing this is the path to sleep before you've even reached the end of it. Number 7, let them suck. Sucking isn't only about food. It's a newborn's built-in off switch. The rhythmic motion itself lowers their level of arousal and helps them settle. Offering a pacifier as they go down, or letting them drift off sucking, gives them a tool to calm themselves. There's a safety bonus here that's worth knowing. Pediatric guidance has linked pacifier use at sleep with a lower risk of SIDS, which is part of why it's so often recommended. One note, if you're breastfeeding, many providers suggest waiting until feeding is well established, often around 3 to 4 weeks, before introducing a pacifier, so it's worth a quick check with yours. Now step back and look at all 7 together, because here's the thing that reframes the whole night. Not one of them is actually a trick. Every single one is just handing your baby back a piece of the world they came from. Closeness, sound, motion, rhythm, sucking. Inside the safe limits of the crib. That's why trying harder so often backfires. Trying harder usually means more. More bouncing, more shushing, more light, more stimulation. But a newborn doesn't fall asleep when input goes up. They fall asleep when it comes down. The skill isn't doing more. It's subtracting. Dimmer, quieter, snugger, slower, until their system finally reads the signal it's been waiting for. So, the next time it's 3 a.m. and nothing seems to be working, the move usually isn't another lap around the room, it's to take something away. And if you've been doing the opposite all this time, you weren't failing. You were just speaking a language nobody is born knowing. One honest line, because this matters more than fast sleep. These help a healthy newborn settle. If your baby's sleep suddenly changes, if they become very hard to wake, are feeding poorly, seem unusually limp or hot, or something simply feels off to you, that's a call to your pediatrician, not a search bar. Trust that instinct. No technique replaces a professional set of eyes on your actual baby. If even one of these makes tonight 10 minutes easier, follow along. There's more coming on reading your newborn's cues. And tell me below, which of the 7 are you trying first? Because somewhere in the dark tonight, a tiny person is going to stop fighting sleep and let go. Not because you found the perfect trick, but because you finally gave them the one thing they were looking for the whole time. You.